Alright, welcome everyone. This is going to be my first YouTube video in a long while. I have started a Digimon World 2 TAS project. And, yeah, just doing a tool-assisted speedrun, Digimon World 2. Things you'll be able to see that'll be noticeable soon are clean menuing, being able to manipulate when enemies miss and turn order, yeah, just frame perfect inputs. Generally, stuff you'd associate with a TAS. Level up, stat gains, etc. So, without any further ado, we shall start. This screen here's nothing but lag frames, no input allowed. That Bandai symbol we got through really quick. Got into the new game almost immediately. Here, I'm going to, once it starts, I'll be naming my character A. It takes 32 frames to delete the characters and go into the game, whereas you're missing out on like 4 frames every time your name is said. And it gets said a fair bit, but it only takes like 8 times of your name being said to make up that time, so it's definitely faster in the long run, at least for a TAS. All of these dialogue boxes, you will notice that you don't see the little down arrow at the end of the dialogue box indicating that it's finished. That's because I have been ending the dialogue boxes 6 frames before that shows up, and so that's the fastest you can end the dialogue box. But it also just makes the end of the dialogue very crisp, clean, and fluid. And a lot of this boot domain tutorial dungeon task that I'm showing off right now is just dialogue. There's 2 fights. So there's not a ton of menuing, but what menuing there is looks really good. I had attempted this once before, and I got discouraged by the fact that I learned a lot of shit as I was doing it. And once I learned all of, like, the tricks behind this game, like being able to stop dialogue boxes 6 frames early, or just how to manipulate battle data, I got discouraged and wanted to restart. But I felt just kind of burnt out at that point, so I wanted to restart, and so I did. Now, things to note of battle manipulation. Every 2 frames-ish, approximately, sometimes it's 3, it's a little weird, it changes the seed, if you will, for, what the turn order is and whether people miss or hit. Now, what I try to do for a lot of these fights is make it so all enemies miss every time, because misses are faster than the attack animation. But sometimes that's not always possible. On changing the frame that the last Digimon's input is put in. So sometimes I have to go back to the second to last Digimon and change the frame thereon, or the first Digimon and change the frame thereon, because all of those change the seed. Also here, I decided to take this fight. It only takes 1 turn, and it nets a fair bit of money. It is faster than trying to manipulate the chests you would want, along with the floor portals being in the room with you, and no enemies being in the room with you. It just takes less frames. That XP screen was non-existent almost. It showed up for all of like a frame. Also of note, you will see my inputs in the upper left-hand corner there. Every now and again, you'll see an X. Generally, it takes 4 frames of holding it for it to truly register, so the X will be there for longer than what you would think it would need to be, but the game's a little weird. So this is the boss fight. Once we get in here, you will see all of the menuing be really clean up until the final Digimon's inputs, and then it will hang for a bit, and that's just me waiting for the frame that nets me 2 misses from the opponents, while getting Toy-Agumon dead before he gets an attack in. So there's the hang, whereas you barely saw the target icon for the other Digimon. Now this fight takes all of 2 rounds. You have the Mega Seadramon use his Thunder Javelin, I can't remember what it's called in English, on the Leomon. That takes half his health. And then you have the other 2 attack the Toy-Agumon to kill him before he gets an attack off. And then on turn 2, we have the Thunder Javelin on the Leomon again for half his health, and the other 2 attack the Vidramon to stop him from attacking. Now we got a pretty early miss in here, which was really nice. And Leomon's down. There will be that 1 frame XP screen right there. And with that all said and done, that's about the extent of the tutorial dungeon. Just a little bit of dialogue left. So if you enjoyed what you saw, I'll be doing more of this at my Twitch, twitch.tv/ZenAvatar. And I'll be uploading each domain as I complete them to YouTube. So if you enjoy, feel free to follow at my Twitch or subscribe to my YouTube. And if you liked it, feel free to like it. You know, all that jazz. I hate shilling. But thank you all again. I do hope you enjoyed it. And I'll just showcase the naming of the Digibeetle here real quick. And once we get to the city, that will be that. Yep. That was the naming of the Digibeetle. So, once again, I want to thank you, and I hope to see you in the future.